try and think of these points, and for those of you who are starting today, so these are the 3 sets of notes, and it's very simple: B, C, D, and C, D, E. So in re, la, se, and ah. Okay, you know the English. Yeah, so you can. It doesn't matter. The important thing is what we have here is that these are very different from each other, because you notice where the half steps are in here. They're in different places.
You get 3 different sets.
So you do 2 sets of these ones, 2 sets of these, 2 sets of these. Melodies that are taking this into account.
So 2-part melodies.
2 of each one. Huh?
And 2-part melodies.
No, you're right. You start with the one part. Yeah, you start with one part.
Okay.
It's not a. We will because we already. I think that's already quite a lot to do, in the sense that there's a lot to say about just one melodic line being written. What you have to do, what you need to be careful, and you can do this again, those of you who have done it before, paying attention to these things and bringing this and telling us, this is what I tried. I tried this with this. Play it to us, we will see. Are we feeling it? Are we aware of it? What is very important about the 2 melodies here, 2 and 2, is that you choose 2 different tonal centers in each of your melodies. So they have to have different tonal centers. I've given to write melodies in 4/4, or you can write them in 2/2. It doesn't really matter. The values are from a whole note to the smallest value would be the quarter note. Okay, and I said between 4 and 8 measures. So it can be 6, it can be 5, it can also be 4 measures. Depends. I don't know what your inspiration is, but what it has to be is, like, imagine that you have a piano student who's going to start piano, and you say, yeah, I want you to learn this. This is a melody that you could give to first, second, or third lesson of piano to somebody. So it's quite simple, but you want it to be part of a method that is going to be published. So you want it to be the most beautiful you can, with the simplicity that it requires to be. But pay attention, you need to create 2 with each one a different tonal center, and that's, some of them are tough. For example, A as a tonal center is easy, C as a tonal center. If you choose B as a tonal center, you will see it's quite tough, because you have the half steps are here, and here you have the half step here. This is, if you choose D as a tonal center, you have to be careful how do you create the feel that this is a tonal center. Okay?
So B is a tonal center in the first one.
No, you can do whatever you want. The 2 melodies that you're going to create is 2 melodies with different tonal centers.
You're making 2 with each set of.
Yeah, 2 each set with a different tonal center.
Okay.
Okay? So, okay, a different tonal center.
Right. But if you just B in the first one, then you wouldn't have the scale at all.
No, you would have B, C, A. You still have A, B, C.
Yeah, right, but you wouldn't have a major scale, yeah.
Or you wouldn't have the feel of a major scale, sure,
right,
or a minor scale.
Or might, yeah.
But you would still create a melody with the B, so it'll, it's like. So that would be my melody with the B.
Yeah.
So I noticed what I was doing there, I was giving a certain development to go faster. The other thing that was important to create with your melody, think about is if you have a little tune, how you can extend that by making it double the length or half the length. So they're the same melody, but one is double the length, one is half the length. Okay. So and this one, and this is only one. Okay. So that would have been this way, more correct. Okay. So you can do that. What you can also do is make use this as the mirror image. So do that also in your melody. In your melody, you can already have that. So you see, you can have already that. You can use that. Okay. So to do your melody, you can use this sort of things. The mirror is here. Now, if you put the mirror in here, you have the other option. So here I gave you all the options possible. There are some extra more options, in the sense that what if your melody is like that and you have this melody here, but for example here, this note is going to be a different note, okay? So here I make a difference, or I include something, or for example, I remove this. So this is, imagine this were my drawings and this was the only thing. Imagine you were to create a drawing using this graph, this form. You have only this form. So this is how you would do it. So to keep a cohesiveness. I was always talking about the peacock. For me, the peacock is the best example of cohesiveness from the head to the tail. If you go on looking, you will see what is development of a motif. Yeah, you see it in the feathers here, and it goes on developing until it comes up to that amazing end of the tail that it has. So this is this sort of thing. It's like, and that is the composition tools. Because inspiration of a beautiful melodic line, most of us can have. It's not that difficult. Is how you create a piece of music that is cohesive with that inspiration. And this is the way you do it, by just extending. So you got this inspiration, and you could say, oh yeah, this is so beautiful. It's such a nice melodic thing. Okay, this is my inspiration. How do I create? So I could do this, and I do this, and then I do this, and then I do this, and then this. And so I have not, it's all materials that are in there, you know, or then I could say, okay, now I've used that, and then I use this one, and then that. And that's the development of this, and my whole piece finishes there. So it's basically like a drawing, and you go it melodically, you can mark it, you know, with little brackets on top. You can say, yeah, this is the augmentation, this is the diminution, you can do this, retrograde, R, retrograde, this is inversion, and this is the normal, this will be augmentation, this will be diminution, that's what we call it. These are called the retrograde, this is the inversion, sorry. This is the backwards of this. This would be the retrograde inversion, because this would be backwards the retrograde. Okay, so these are the four. This will be what you call your prime melody or normal melody. So these are the four things. Please use this and mark it out. Mark it out for yourself when you're doing it, because it's good. Okay? Use this thing. Augmentation, diminution. Okay? You can augment by double, you can augment by 1.5. Depends. So, good. I think we have done. Mito, next time bring us something, no?
Yeah.
Because you have very beautiful inspirations and.
It's too complicated.
Show me a little bit.
No, it's the one with the flats.
Yeah, okay, but you couldn't transpose that to a certain to a scale that didn't have flats.
It will still have some.
Because I'm trying to avoid you to start using accidentals, because that adds an extra layer to your music of interest. So we are trying to really limit the game, like a chess game, you know, those are the moves, and you can't do anything else. If suddenly you give any move, any possibility to any move, your game changes, yeah. So it's like, and that's what we have in life. We can go anywhere, and then we are lost because we don't know. Should I take this road? Should I take that road? Should I go here? Because this is shorter, but this is nicer. So, but this is longer. This is, you know. And then you say this is safer, but this is more beautiful. So which one should I? And then it's all confusion. But here it's really limited to very few things. And wonderful. Try this.
Yeah.
Where you are throwing. And the path that it's created, it's basically one wave. Just imagine of the whole melodic movement as going to the beach and seeing that wave coming and finishing on the shore. And they are very different types. If you go on the sea, depending on the day, you have some that don't have the wave here, but they have it there, and then it comes and comes on the shore slowly, or sometimes it really comes to the shore and smashes on the shoreline at the end. So you can create, these are images you can create. Good. Wonderful. Write to me for the melodic exercises that are, if you have still issues, you know, Chandresh, this you need to just continue it for
Yeah.
a while.
No.
You were able to do this, and did you manage to sing it backwards, or how was
Backward.
it? No, because once you write this, then you say, okay, I'm going to do it backwards.
Here is what I was doing the other exercise, but I have to.
But this
again
is
do
wonderful.
more.
This you know, I'll tell you, you have really a beautiful inspiration, and this marking that I've done is where you can actually start writing. Oh, this is the retrograde of that. So you already can start doing, and you know, basically, if you look at this from here to here, you see, I didn't even look at it. So he has this melody that goes this way. Chandresh, I'm going to take it because I think it's a wonderful example of a few things you were not aware of. So then he has. So from this note, if you take it this way backwards, it's actually what you have come up with this sequence here. So you didn't notice that you're using here a retrograde of that with an addition. So you can say put that into bracket and say retrograde. You know. So here. And actually, look at the type of melody you have created. Again a two-phrase melody, but it's okay, you know. But you see the thing, it gets active towards the end. He has created this sort of intense rhythmic intensity somehow. Now on the level of highest point and lowest point, sure, as you have only 3 notes, you gave away all the 3 notes right away in the beginning. That you can also keep. You have 3 notes. So what if you play a little bit with one of the notes and do something rhythmic, build up to the second note, come back to that note, build up something rhythmic there, and then go to the third, and then start working on the intervals, the possible intervals. So notice that you have various possibilities between 3 notes. There's a lot of things, and that's you know, Antoine, we should still go back and bring something with just 3 notes again for next time. Think of all these things. There are various possibilities. What are the possible intervals between these 3 notes? You know, so you have A, B, you have B, C, you have A, C, you have C, B, you have C, A, you have these possibilities, and you have B, A. So all of these, take each one as a piece of information that should be given, you know, like at a certain time only, not right away in the beginning, not give everything out, because you need to face the magic of all these notes, pace it out throughout the piece. So you can start with the big interval at first, but do, you know, work. So you could do, you know, this. So then here, that's what I created. I created certain things, and some of the intervals were not there in the beginning, and then I put those in. Then I put those in, and then I said, oh, but I left this out, and now at the end I'm going to add this ones in. So you create these things and like that. So it creates basically.
I've made something with 3 notes with both hands, but it's 18 bars.
Oh, well,
Because
why
I
don't you
wanted-
write it? You can write it in 8 notes.
No, because
look, in 8 notes it'll be half of that. It'll be 9 bars long.
Because I wanted to try something special.
No, but that is wonderful. That's wonderful. Well, maybe next time we can look at that too and see what you were trying to do, because all these are all, you know, if on the side something interesting comes to you, with this you're not only blocked to do this. This is just for you to. But if something else interests, like he came up with nice, beautiful pieces with sharps and flat. It's great. It's great. This is all great things to do. Okay. So good. I hope to see you next week. But Chandresh, you keep going, yeah, because this is you forgot, and look at that. You know, whatever there, take a photo of that, because I'll put this. Hopefully, if the video came out nicely, I can put it online. Just these are all the possible things, and think of the melodic here as this being the high point. So here high point, and here high point is here. Okay, and this is a rhythmic intense moment.